Jasper is having a settling in day at his new big boys school that he'll be starting in September, so we obviously cannot be late. Jasper, let's go monkey, now's the time. That was so funny. When I dropped Jasper off, there were quite a lot of other children in the reception that were, how do I put this, less than excited about the experience. You know, the usual sort of crying, clingy, that kind of thing. On the one hand, as a parent, you're thinking, need to help them to be independent as much as possible. On the other hand, it's really nice to feel needed. With Jasper, we went into the reception area and he just bolted straight off into the classroom without so much as a backwards glance. I was like, bye. I'm not feeling like doing the hedge just yet. Needs doing, but nah, I'm gonna do some insulating. So what I'm doing is I'm using double-sided tape to secure the foil, and then depending on how effective I think that is, I'll then either use another 1 or 2 layers of this insulation between that and the board, which will go over the top here. And if I feel like it's necessary and this stuff just is not cutting the mustard, then what I might do is I might put some other insulating material in the gap, because this takes up virtually no room. Okay, that is about all I've got time for today, I think. We've got to go get Jasper and we're going to go to the skate park. But I have just noticed, see that? Little points of light. I'm going to have to fill those. Well, at least I've made a start. Mummy's out. Well, she's working, which is normal, but then she's not coming back until late because she's going to get a massage. That means it's just us boys all day long, so we're going to eat out. I'm trying really hard not to be late for the first time ever, picking Jasper up. Going like this, I could develop a phobia of clocks. That's alright, because we're going to have food first and then go skating. See, that's the problem. If he's asleep and we go out there, well, you're going to see, he wakes up, he's grumpy. You going to stop sucking your fingers and hold my hand? He's so tired, I think I'm going to let it go this time. Here we go, this is the restaurant. We go right in the corner.
New backpack, Dad.
Yeah, I love my new backpack. Do you want to know one of my favourite bits?
Yeah.
I love this shaped bit and then foam underneath, so the idea is presumably your back can breathe a bit and you don't get so hot and sweaty. A great idea. Right, you want a burger, right? Let's have a look. It's a little sun trap here, isn't it, Jasper? And I was going to talk about the problem with range estimates, and in particular the various different driving cycles they test them against. But I think I'll concentrate on my burger first. Isn't that right, Jasper? We'll concentrate on our burger first, shall we? No? I've decided I'm going to record a bit more of it than I thought here, because I've got a proper mic with me, and you have the American driving cycle, the EPA's one, and that is pretty much achievable, let's say. So for example, the original 85 Model S had a rating of about 265 miles. It's, you know, a little on the tough side. You'll have to drive really carefully to achieve that, but you could achieve it. However, the European driving cycle, the NEDC cycle, that gave the Model S 85 a range of about 310 miles, which quite frankly is not possible. I could squeeze 280 out of my car, but that would require every ounce of EV driving experience and skill that you could possibly muster. So yeah, basically 310, not in any way doable. The Japanese driving cycle is even more difficult. So when you go into a showroom, that's what you're going to see. It's going to say Tesla Model S, 310 miles of range. Then when you get it home and find you can only do 240, you're going to be quite disappointed, because, well, you know, that is a big difference. It leads to essentially false advertising, and it's not really the fault of the car manufacturers. I mean, I remember the old Nissan Leaf, you know, the one with 24 kilowatt hour batteries and no heat pump, and they still said something like 123 miles of range on the sticker. Totally insane. The thing is, it didn't really make that much difference with petrol or diesel cars. Take the efficiency, for example. When you are buying a petrol or diesel, you look at the efficiency and you go, right, 50 mpg, is that more or less than another car I'm thinking of buying? What you don't do is go, 50 mpg, right, so does that mean my £20 a week will enable me to get to and from my child's school? Whereas if you've got an EV, that's exactly what you do. You go, right, is that range going to be enough for the kind of journeys I know I'm going to want to do? For comparing efficiency and vehicle emissions, it's a perfectly reasonable way to do things, albeit a not particularly accurate way to do it, but it's okay because everyone's tested against the same thing. When it comes to an EV and EV range, it's just absolutely farcical because you can't base any kind of a decision off the nonsense that they tell you. If you're an EV enthusiast, then it doesn't catch you out because you know that 123 miles is not realistically achievable in a 24 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf. Joe Public off the street doesn't know that. What's the plan now, Jasper? After the ice cream, what's the plan?
No talking with my mouth.
Come on, let's go. The only problem is now, I'm seriously full and we're going cycling.
Get a Porsche.
That is a Porsche. Well spotted, Jasper. Come on.
Mount me into the water.
That's no good. Right, be very careful of the van. Don't go anywhere near the van, okay? Brakes, Jasper, brakes, not feet.
Are you
Feet? No, not feet and brakes, just brakes, monkey. That's what the brakes are for. Can you get them easily?
Yeah.
Right, make sure you use the brakes, chicken. Right, let's see how far down this path you can go. Did you use the brakes?
Yeah.
Well done, Jasper. Maybe he's actually getting the hang of brakes. High five for using brakes, Jasper. If you need to slow down a bit, use the brakes. There you go, see? Wow. Top stuff. We're all now thoroughly worn out and homeward bound. Oh, yep, water. So here's the thing. When it comes to selling EVs, it's all a question of trust. And that's the massive problem with this silly range figure that they quote on just about every EV sold in this country and the rest of Europe. You can't trust it. Not even nearly. It's just total and utter fiction. What's the solution? Well, it's kind of a regulatory solution coupled with people that sell EVs really need to fess up and say, you know what, this car, it's not going to get the rated range because the rated range is fiction. This is the number it's actually going to get. But the reality is, it would still be better if the real number was the only one there. And that way people wouldn't feel like, well, hang on a minute, I really want a car that will do the rated range in real world conditions. Anyway, I'm going to just quickly have another getting there. And now I think what I'm going to do is just quickly check up in the summer house and see whether it's actually a bit cooler. This is not going to be a successful test because I barely insulated any of it and I'm pretty sure most of the heat comes through the roof. Okay, moment of truth. You know, I think it might be a tiny bit cooler. You can see the total extent of the insulating I've done so far, and it's not boarded in, and there's going to be twice as much insulation as that anyway once it really gets going. What's the temperature in here say? 34 degrees. I think I'm going to say goodbye for the day now. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye.